Recently, I've been on a bit of an information bender, so to speak. I'm sort of, maybe disgusted at home prices in the United States right now. I know that seems dramatic, but as I look at the statistics, it's obvious. It won't slow down anytime soon, at least in most places. Besides the actual home price, homeowners insurance is killing people right now in states like Florida, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Louisiana, and it's just a matter of time before they start jacking up premiums in other states. But there's still hope if you don't mind buying in neighborhoods that probably don't have the best stats and have homes for under $100,000. Yes, you'll probably have to put some serious work into them. They're not in gated communities, but at least they are cheap. There are a few cities we didn't include on this list because they're a little too dangerous right now. Baltimore, Memphis, St. Louis, and Cleveland to name a few. Detroit was also omitted, even though they're in the middle of a serious turnaround. They aren't there yet, give them a few years. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is the land of bridges, yinzers, and homes you could afford if you skip Starbucks for a year. This is the kind of city where a 3-bedroom fixer-upper means bring a flashlight, gloves, and maybe a priest. Some of these places haven't been updated since the steel mills were booming, and by update I mean the wallpaper is made of asbestos and sadness. But here's the thing, Pittsburgh is scrappy. The city has charm, character, and a weird obsession with putting french fries on sandwiches. If you can overlook the occasional slanted floor and a ghost named Carl who watches Wheel of Fortune at full volume every night at 7, you might find a gem here. Plus, you'll get to tell your friends that you bought a house for less than the cost of a U-Haul rental in San Francisco. That alone is worth the haunted laundry room. In Pittsburgh, the listings that are under 100,000, they have 376 currently, with the total listings of 2,991, which means about 12.7% of their listings are under $100,000. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Tobacco Town meets Bargain Town. You won't get a palace, but you will get a front porch perfect for sipping sweet tea and judging people. That's right, Winston-Salem is bringing old school Southern charm at a price that won't require a GoFundMe account. Most houses under 100,000 come with some character, which is realtor code for creaky floors, wallpaper from the Nixon era, and a bathroom that's definitely seen some things. But you'll also get leafy streets, friendly neighbors, and at least a 60% chance that your house won't spontaneously catch fire when you plug in a toaster. You may not have granite countertops, but you'll have a rocking chair, a ceiling fan, and a view of your neighbor's drama. Because in Winston-Salem, the tea is both sweet and piping hot. Currently, Winston-Salem has about 165 homes listed under 100,000. That's out of 1,226, which means about 13.5% of their homes are under $100,000. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa, where you could still buy a house and a used car, both for under $100,000. Yes, they'll probably both rattle in the wind, but hey, you got a house and a car, right? The house might have aluminum siding that flaps like a busted screen door during a tornado season, and the car, let's just say it starts most of the time. But hey, they're yours. No landlord, no car payment, and no HOA telling you that your porch couch isn't aesthetic. Tulsa gives off a strong do-it-yourself and hope for the best vibe. And sometimes that's all you need to get on the property ladder. Just make sure you invest heavily in duct tape and a shop vac. Tulsa currently has about 263 homes for sale under 100,000. Now I should say this is the metro area on all of these, and that's of a total listings of 1,873. That's about 14% of the listings in Tulsa, Oklahoma's metro area that are under $100,000. Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, where Texas-sized dreams meet reality-sized budgets. It might not have a skyline, but at least your mortgage payment won't give you a stroke. This is the kind of place where you can actually own a home and still afford tacos more than once a week. Sure, the scenery is mostly flat, dusty, and suspiciously tumbleweed heavy, but you're not there for the views. You're there because your money actually stretches past your bills. Plus, with Texas Tech nearby, there's just enough youthful energy to make you feel like the town is up and coming without the actual gentrification price tag. And hey, if you ever wanted to live someplace that feels like an Old West reboot, starring college kids and affordable real estate, Lubbock's your spot. Currently, they have about 386 listings under 100,000. That's of the 2,741 in the metro area that are listed right now. That's about 14.1%. Wichita, Kansas. There's no place like home, especially if your home was foreclosed on in the early 2000s, with shag carpet that hasn't been fashionable since the Golden Girls were still airing new episodes. Dorothy's still out there clicking her heels looking for the yellow brick road. Meanwhile, you found a foreclosure special on Discount Drive, just past Bankruptcy Boulevard and right before Boarded Up Window Way. The plumbing might scream when you flush, the wiring's probably one spark away from doing an interpretive dance, and your neighbors may or may not include family of raccoons squatting in the attic. At least it's yours, right? And unlike folks paying $4,000 a month for a studio apartment in Los Angeles, the size of a walk-in closet, you own actual square footage. Take that, TikTok landlords. Currently, Wichita, Kansas has about 269 listings for under 100,000. That's of their 1,772 listings in the metro area. That's a percentage of 15.2%. Now, I know that we're talking about homes for under 100,000, but if you went up to 110 and 115,000 in Wichita, you could buy a house that's probably ready to go, and it's not like one step up from a teardown. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer, brats, and bargain basements. Milwaukee is like the Midwest's best-kept secret. If that secret also involves snowdrifts taller than your car and the occasional cheese-fueled argument over the Aaron Rodgers legacy. This is a city where you can buy a house for under $100,000 and still have money left over for a lifetime supply of Miller Lite and questionable Packer merch. The homes? They're not too bad. Some have basements that you won't immediately have to drain. Others? Well, let's just say they've seen some action. But if you don't mind frostbite and the occasional deer crashing into your backyard, Milwaukee's got heart, history, and housing that you can actually afford without auctioning off organs on the dark web. Now, I gotta tell you, Milwaukee's got some violence. They got violent crime, like a lot of other major cities, but theirs peaked a few years back and it's been slowly going down. So if it keeps going in that direction, I think Milwaukee would be a great place to live. Milwaukee has 224 listings under $100,000. That's out of about 1,400 listings, meaning 15.9% of their homes are under $100,000. Omaha, Nebraska, home of Warren Buffett and also homes that you could afford without being Warren Buffett. Kind of wild thought, huh? You'd think a city associated with one of the richest dudes on the planet would be full of gated communities and golf courses with membership fees that require a credit check. But no, Omaha's out there defying expectations like a Midwestern magician. You don't need a billion-dollar portfolio or stock tips from Charlie Munger to buy a house here. You just need slightly decent credit, a pulse, and maybe a little bit more Midwestern grit. It's the kind of place where you could still pick up a 3-bedroom without becoming a drug mule. Omaha, Nebraska has 400 listings under $100,000 out of a total 2,381 listings. That's about 16.8% of the homes there are under $100,000. Mesa, Arizona. Welcome to Mesa, where your home may melt in July, but you won't be melted by your mortgage. Just bring sunscreen and an industrial fan, preferably one that you could ride, kind of like a jet ski, because the desert heat doesn't play around. Here in Mesa, you could snag a house for under $100,000 and still have enough left over for heat stroke treatment and cactus-proof shades. It's one of the few places where a fixer-upper might just mean slapping on some stucco and praying to the air conditioning gods. Sure, the summers here are like standing inside a hairdryer, set on hell, but you'll be sitting pretty when your house is paid off while your friends in LA are starting GoFundMes to pay for their 18-year-old cat's surgery. If you like sunshine, sweat, and not spending $500,000 on a glorified closet, Mesa might just be your slightly crispy slice of paradise. Mesa currently has about 534 listings for under $100,000, and that's of a total listings of 2,914. That's about 18.3% of their listings under $100,000. Fort Wayne, Indiana. The housing market in Fort Wayne is like a Midwestern grandma, reliable, affordable, and occasionally smells like mothballs. You're not getting cutting-edge designs or smart home technology here, but you are getting a solid structure, floral wallpaper from 1983, and probably a basement full of canned peaches and doilies. Fort Wayne homes are not flashy, but they'll still keep you warm, dry, and slightly nostalgic for casseroles and rotary phones. And let's be honest, if you're buying a house for under $100,000, you weren't exactly holding out for marble countertops and heated floors. Currently, Fort Wayne, Indiana has about 278 listings under $100,000. That's out of about 1,423 total, making the percentage of their listings under $100,000 19.5%. Lincoln, Nebraska. Nothing says starter home like 4 walls, a roof, and tornado warning sirens in your yard. Welcome to Nebraska, where your front porch doubles as a storm watching platform and your homeowner's insurance has an entire chapter dedicated to flying debris. But hey, at least the real estate is affordable. The neighbors are friendly, and there's a decent chance your basement is finished. Mostly because it's a designated storm shelter. Just remember, if your lawn chairs aren't tied down, they could be in Iowa by morning. Lincoln has about 342 homes listed for under $100,000. They have a total of 1,619 listed, meaning about 21.1% of their homes that are listed are under $100,000. All right, before we get to number 1, if you're thinking about moving to one of these cities or any city in the United States, there's a link for Home and Money in the description area below. They can get you in touch with a real estate agent anywhere in the country. All right, on to number 1. Rochester, New York. You get snow, you get cold, and you get cheap houses. It's like Buffalo's younger sibling that still has hope. Like if Buffalo went to therapy, got a haircut, and decided it deserved better, Rochester still has that scrappy underdog vibe, but with a slightly more optimistic outlook. It hasn't given up on things like city planning, neighborhood revitalization, or having a coffee shop that isn't a gas station. Sure, you might freeze half the year, but at least you'll do it in a house that didn't cost you a decade of soul-crushing debt. A bunch of family in Rochester, they seem to like it. Rochester currently has about 269 homes listed for under $100,000. They have a total listings of 1,223, which means about 22% of their homes that are listed are under $100,000. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. If you did, make sure you subscribe, hit the big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Be nice to each other.